If you're curious about the housing market in 2023, we're going to have some details on my projections and what the data shows right after this. Hey there, my name is Ryan Skaggs, and this is the Mortgage Minute. This channel is dedicated to everything mortgage, real estate, and interest rates, and we're going to start with those interest rates. It is now mid to late November, and we've actually seen a decline in rates. I did a video last week, and I'll link above we're actually starting to see potentially rates peak. Now, my opinion, we're going to be talking about 2023. So my opinion, it's going to get worse before it gets better. Yes, it has got better, but I do see probably one more little kind of hurdle or little mountaintop before we really start to climb down into 2023. According to Freddie Mac, we're going to likely see rates between 4.5 and 5 by late summer. Now, one of the things in looking into 2023, we have to think about what was 2022, what really defined this market. And the one thing I can tell you is volatility. Because of these headlines with inflation and other things, we saw the average basis point move from week to week was 16. That is 16 basis points movement from week to week. That is triple. That is 3x what we were used to. All the way from 2009 to 2021, the average was 5 basis points week to week. So I'm defining 2022 as volatility. That's the one word that I can put on it. What will we see into 23? I believe we're going to continue to see that volatility. Hopefully it's a little bit more in our favor, that we're going to start to see that those drops, and we're going to start to see it quickly happen. But with that said, I think the spring going into Q1 and Q2 of 23, we're going to start to see that decline in rates. We're going to start to see that trend down instead of that trend that we continue to see up. What's going to happen with housing prices, and I've said this many times over, is that I do expect housing prices to remain, at least in the Chicagoland market. We didn't see these huge increases or almost bubbles in these certain markets like Arizona, Florida, Texas, other places like that. We had continued and steady growth. So therefore, I do believe, based on what the data shows, is that we're going to see just slight appreciation, single digit, right? 3 to 5%, maybe 1 to 3% if it's really bad. But again, appreciating home prices, even in a recession. Right? Even in a recession, the last 6 to 7 recessions, we've seen housing prices go up across the nation, not down. Right? Typically, if we do see a recession, the last 9 of 9, we've seen interest rates decline, post that recession or post that recession. So what do we expect in 2023? I do expect it to get a little messy, maybe come summer. And what I mean by that is, and I'll reference this an article that I found that was talking about 44% of home buyers or of homeowners are considering a purchase in the next 12 months, meaning into 2023. So I do believe we could get back to those multiple offers, waiving contingencies, some messy, crazy stuff going on. Now, what will home prices do? Will people push those up, or will there be a lot at kind of the market value? Time will tell, right? But I do believe if you can get in there now, meaning the rest of 2022 into the start of 23, keep your contingencies, potentially get a really good price, maybe be the only offer out there. I think now is an awesome time because you can marry the house, but you're dating the rate, right? I've made a video before about this. And what that means to me is whatever that payment is today, we're going to likely see a lower payment due to a refinance in the next 12 to 24 months. So this is my projection for 2023. I put the links below, so check out the links to National Association of Realtors, Realtor.com. Freddie Mac does the average 30-year fix. We've seen that decline over the last week. While you're down there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and click that bell icon to be notified as I'm putting out weekly videos on the channel. So you've made it this far, please, please, please hit that subscribe. Happy early Thanksgiving. We're going to take a week off here going into Thanksgiving weekend, and we'll see each other again